What's going on, everybody? It's that fun time of year when snakes are starting to come up from brumation. So in today's video, I'm going to show you some of my favorite colubrids that are coming up from brumation right now that are in the breeding rotation for this year. As you guys know, scrub pythons are my main focus, but I also love having a diverse collection of colubrids, and I'm excited to show you guys some of these today. So without further ado, I'm going to grab the first one. So this right here is one of my female Pecos rat snakes. This is one of my favorite US colubrid species, very underrated as well. They've captivated me for many years. I was able to interact with one for the first time when I was probably about 7 or 8 years old, and really ever since then they've fascinated me. They come in a few different color phases, some naturally occurring morphs. This right here is an axanthic Pecos rat snake, so the normal coloration is a bit more of a tan-based color with some of that black banding in there. Obviously, the axanthic makes that tan-based color silver like this. Such a beautiful snake. They're kind of their trademark are those really big bug eyes that are super cool, kind of those steel blue irises, and really overall great demeanors. They're not a very large colubrid, so they make for a manageable pet snake, and overall just absolutely wonderful. And I hope that this is finally the year that I can breed these guys for the first time. So this is my other female Pecos rat snake, and she is a blonde axanthic. So the blonde gene in this species essentially works kind of like a hypomelanistic. You can see on her body a lot of those dorsal markings are pretty minimal, and overall her color is a bit lighter. The blonde Pecos rat snake on its own looks a lot like that, where it has kind of that normal tan base color lightened up, and then a lot of the melanism throughout the body significantly lightened up as well. So I think it's cool to have kind of both appearances within the axanthic morph in the collection. They both have their own kind of unique characteristics, and I always love diversity within the species I keep. So for me, it's really cool to have both phenotypes around, kind of compare and contrast them. It's just, for me, part of the fun of keeping these snakes. This is my male lowland form cave-dwelling rat snake. I've had this guy for quite a while, almost 10 years now. This species really fascinates me for a number of reasons. The most obvious reason, of course, is their coloration and how it changes throughout their body. This species is really like almost 4 or 5 snakes in one, where it starts off with that like blue head with those kind of eyeliner stripes, the beauty snake namesake, then kind of like a pale orange color to a pale yellow color, all the way down to where that kind of ivory stripe starts down to purple at the tail. Just such a cool snake. It's fascinating how an animal like this could evolve to have kind of so many different colors within its body, and how that pattern changes. Just so fascinating. The coloration definitely makes sense considering this is a primarily cave-dwelling species, and in those low-light environments, a snake like this blends in very well. Also a very manageable size compared to some of the other beauty snakes, particularly like the blue beauty snakes. This guy's probably only about 6 feet long, and he'll definitely not get any bigger than this. Obviously a very slender snake, one of my favorite colubrid species from the old world. So this here is my female Cameron Highland cave-dwelling rat snake. So if you compare this one to the male we just looked at, some pretty substantial differences off the bat. The Cameron Highland locality type is known for having a more kind of neon, vibrant overall coloration, where the lowland form had that kind of ivory stripe. The Highlands have kind of a neon yellow, almost highlighter stripe, and just overall much more vibrant colors. I tried to breed this girl last year. I think she was just a bit too young and too small, but now she's definitely a full-grown adult, and I am very hopeful to get a clutch out of my pair this year. I've really loved these cave racers for a very long time, so it will be an awesome species to finally get under my belt. As the babies are interesting. They start off pretty drab, kind of like a normal green baby beauty snake, but then over the first couple years of their life, they go through a pretty dramatic ontogenic color change to turn into this adult form. Just another thing that makes these snakes so much fun to work with. All right, this here is the male Cameron Highland cave-dwelling rat snake. As you can see, a bit of a different look from the female, a lot more orange overall body coloration, and definitely more vibrant than she is. I really, really like this look. He is being quite squirrely for just a few days out of brumation. This guy definitely has a big personality, so to speak, and just, I mean, really a great example of this species. Just as far as a naturally occurring snake goes, there are very few species, in my opinion, of snake in the entire world that are more colorful and more interesting than the cave-dwelling rat snakes, just with how their color and pattern changes throughout their body And then especially with the Cameron Highland locality, just how neon and vibrant those colors themselves actually are. This here is my biggest female Kankakee bull snake. This locality type is very special for me because they are from just about an hour and a half south of where I grew up in Chicago, in Kankakee, Illinois. And of course, they're known for this incredible dark coloration. One of the, if not the coolest locality specific bull snake, in my opinion. Just that high contrast, the yellow and orange color that comes through with that dark pattern is really beautiful as well. And with any luck, I hope to be able to produce these guys as well this season. I received a proven pair last summer. I'm about to show you guys the male next. This is the proven female. So hopefully with a good cycle and some food now, these guys will go right into the swing of things and will give me a clutch this year. And this is the adult male proven breeder Kankakee. So as you can see, kind of comparing and contrasting him with the female, he has a lot more of that yellow coloration coming through kind of earlier in the body. And then where she had that orange by the tail, he's a lot more yellow by the tail. Kind of like a higher contrast look on this guy, while the female was kind of overall darker. It's kind of that cool yellow head as well. Again, just an example of why these Kankakee bull snakes are so incredible. Really one of the cooler naturally occurring snakes in North America, in my opinion. Definitely very underrated in the world of Pituophis. So this here is another Kankakee bull snake. This is one that I'm raising up. He's a bit younger than those adults. I believe he was from 2021. And in my opinion, he's the best looking one in the whole group. He kind of has a lot of the different aspects of a Kankakee bull snake you can want all in one. That really deep black coloration, a really cool, vibrant, high contrast head, and then some of that orange coloration down by his tail as well. And kind of on top of all of that, he probably has the best demeanor of the whole group as well. Bull snakes can be a little fiery at times and are known for being bluffers, kind of opening their mouth, making noise. But this guy never does any of that stuff. So potentially in the breeding rotation this year, if he's still too young and small though, no problem waiting another year to get some babies from him. That would be a very special thing indeed. This is another one of my colubrids that's very special to me. I've had this guy for almost a decade now. This is my male Vietnamese blue beauty snake. He has sired multiple clutches for me and really just a great overall snake. He has a great temperament as well. He's about 10 feet long. These snakes are deceptively long. They are definitely up there when it comes to the longest colubrid species in the world. I've heard record of these snakes getting over 13 feet long. It's very deceptive because of how slender they are. When they're curled up in a ball, you would never guess in a million years that that snake would be 10, 11, 12 feet long. But nonetheless, these Vietnamese blue beauty snakes are truly huge, and really very few snakes in the entire world are naturally blue in coloration. You know, people will pay thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars for green tree pythons that are going to be blue when you can get yourself a blue beauty snake for a whole lot less. I kid around. I love green tree pythons as well. But with that said, it's definitely a great option for someone who wants a really visually stunning snake, and it also has the ability to accommodate a large snake as well. All right, save the best for last. This here is my adult male northern Mexican pine snake. If I'm known for any colubrid, it's probably these guys right here. I've had a couple clutches of them that have come out just absolutely spectacular. They are, in my opinion, one of the absolute best pet snakes in the world. They're super colorful, naturally as well. They don't get too large. I mean, this is an adult male right here. He's maybe 4 to 5 feet long, pretty slender, and also very, very good demeanor as well. And just you really can't beat that color and pattern, the way it changes throughout the body, the shades of red, orange, yellow, kind of that charcoalish color along some of the saddles on the back. Just an absolutely incredible species of Pituophis, and one I'm very fortunate to be able to keep and breed. This guy is he's a beast of a snake. I absolutely love this species. All right, grand finale time. This is my female northern Mexican pine snake. I've had a handful of people over time tell me that this is the best example of this species they've ever seen. And while I'm very biased, I would tend to agree with that. Just every aspect of this species is that you would like to see is present in this animal. That just very deep, vibrant orange base color, those really dark saddles up by the head, that deep orange head, and then transitioning into the pretty brilliant reds on the tail. She is just absolutely stunning. Her babies have definitely been stunning as well. And if things go as planned, I really hope to get another clutch from her this year. I know I have a lot of people as well who have been asking me about her babies. They definitely went fast last year, so when the time comes, act quickly. But breeding aside, she's just one of my favorite snakes in general in the collection. Obviously, as you can see, just a super calm demeanor as well. Another reason why, like I said, with the male, I think this is one of the best pet snakes in the world, and one of my favorite of the Pituophis genus. All right, everybody, thank you for checking out that video. If you liked it, please subscribe to the channel, like, comment, share. If you hit the notification bell, you'll be notified of every new upload on the channel. I drop a new video every Friday. You can find me on Instagram at Scrub Shepherd, Stephen Cush on Facebook, under Cush Reptile on Morph Market, and I have a podcast every Wednesday night on the Trap Talk Reptile Network called Cush's Corner. All of the links to those are in the description below. Thank you guys for checking it out, and I'll catch you all back here next week for a new video.